Will have to. Okay, started. Thank you so much. Sharing my screen with you, and we were there into dividend decision making since the last two sessions. We have seen the introduction of dividend. What does it really mean? We have seen the various factors which individually and collectively affects the dividend policy of any company. We have also seen the various forms of dividend in which this may be distributed to shareholders. We have seen the cash dividend, we have seen bonus shares. It may be distributed in the name of share repurchase, or I may say buyback of shares. It can be a liquidating dividend too. Then there was a question raised from the students that, sir, do we have any mathematical model to measure the exact impact of making the payment of dividend or not making the payment of dividend on the market price of shares? In other words, we were finding the value of shares to make some decisions on dividend. Whether my value will maximize or it will get reduced a bit if I pay the dividend. And that question was identified by various finance experts, and we had seen the first model of the share valuation, and that was Walter's model. Time value of money was taken as the base in the calculation of the Walters model formula. We had also derived by using the concept of present value of annuity, the formula of which was 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r raised to n divided by r. We had seen that from the same formula, how the formula of perpetuity can be developed. When I say perpetuity, that means I do not have the exact number of years for which the company will survive and exist. I don't know in which year the company will cease to exist. If I increase my n to the infinite level over here, my friends, then it will steadily and slowly approach zero. If you divide 1 by the infinite number, it will steadily approach to 0. So the formula will become I divided by R. From the same formula, we had derived the formula of Walter's model. Now, Walter's model was also considering the retained earnings. Instead of I, you have got the dividend. Instead of R, you have got K. It was also considering the retained earnings, that was E minus D. And that retained earnings, E stands for the EPS, D stands for the dividend. So remaining amount is called as the retained earning. That was multiplied by one ratio called R divided by K. And the reason behind the multiplication of this ratio was Walter was believing that dividend should be paid only if company is unable to satisfy the expectations of equity shareholders. If company is earning more than the expectations of equity shareholders, then company should keep the money with itself. The dividend should not be distributed. And accordingly, we had seen the various questions. Now, Mr. Walter, simplify this further. Let's put the focus, everyone. He says that the value of share is nothing but the discounted value of future dividends. All the dividends you expect from the entire lifetime of the company, if you discount that by the expectations of equity shareholders, that means you find the present value of all the dividends, you get the value of share. D divided by KE. As simple as that. But my friends, shareholders are very smart. Who will afford to take the same amount of dividend on a continuous basis? You want some growth rate in your dividend, right? Because there is something which is working against you, and that is the inflation. Constantly, continuously, the inflation is working against you. So shareholders may demand a specific growth rate on the dividends. They may say that we want 5% of growth rate at least on a yearly basis on all the dividends we receive till the lifetime of the company. And if the shareholder expects some growth rate, then the formula will be slightly different. If the shareholder expect a constant growth rate, then the formula of D divided by KE will become slightly different. In D, you will add the growth rate, 1 divided by G, 1 plus G, sorry. And in denominator, you will reduce G from KE. What is the reason behind it? See, lesser and lesser denominator will be, higher and higher the value will be. So if you expect a growth rate, then you will have to pay a higher price right now. So growth, if you reduce from K, then denominator will be less. If denominator will be less, then the ultimate answer will be more, higher. So the value of the share depends on the growth rate expected, and shareholders will be making the rational decision over here. If they expect some percentage of growth rate, they would have done some analysis. So you will have to pay more value to this now. Value of the share increases if you expect the higher growth rate. You can calculate the growth rate as well, and there is a very, very, very fundamental calculation behind that. We have seen how to calculate the growth rate right in the formula of KE as per the dividend growth model. You can also derive the formula by applying that model. So if you can recall it, KE was equal to D 1 divided by P0 plus G, right? If you take the same formula and if you try to find what is P0, then you will get this model. So my friend, if something is there in a plus, will go on the left hand side, it will come in minus K minus G equal to D1 plus P0. Just a second. It got closed. I don't know why. Good. Now, my friends, if you replace this P0, you take on the left hand side, and Ke minus G you take over here on denominator. So P0 equals to D1 divided by Ke minus G. Same formula we are modifying a bit. So P0 is nothing but the price of the share. Now D1 is including the growth rate of the current year. If you further modify it a bit, then D0, that means the last year's dividend. In that you add the growth rate divided by KE minus G. It becomes again the formula of Gordon's growth model. I hope all the students are getting this point. Now G will come into a picture only when there will be a growth rate expectations from the shareholders. Now growth rate can also be found by using a very fundamental calculation. That, sir, from my EPS, whatever the percentage of retained earnings kept by a company, that is called as the retention ratio. On that, whatever the rate of return which company expects from its own investments, that should be my growth rate. So growth rate will be equal to retention ratio multiplied by ROI. That was also discussed in module number 2. And the shareholders' expectations, let's take the very third variety where shareholders' expectations may be variable in terms of growth rate. In the initial stage of the life of the company, they may expect 5%. After that, at the stage of the saturation, they may expect 11%, and then they may have 3 to 4% expectations for the rest of the life of a company. So if shareholders' growth rate expectations in the dividend is getting changed over a period of time, then what to do? We'll see those kind of questions as well. I hope everyone is able to get my explanation for the 3 types of varieties in this growth rate calculations. So dividend discount model, if there is no growth rate expected, then the formula is very simple, D divided by KE. For the lifetime of the company, you expect the same amount of dividend for all the years. And if you expect the constant growth rate in the dividends, then the formula gets modified a bit. D in bracket 1 plus G divided by KE minus G. And if there will be a variable growth rate expectations for all the years, then we'll have to do some manual calculations. We'll see that later on when we'll be covering such kind of variety. I hope up to this point of time, everyone is crystal clear. May I have a confirmation from the students, please? यहाँ तक हर कोई clear है? Have you got the explanation? Mr. Vishal is saying yes. Miss Urja is saying yes. Mr. Mohit is saying yes as well. I'm expecting that others will also have the positive answers. Very nice. Thank you so much. Let's start solving a question so that we'll be able to understand in a better way. There is one company called Mehudon Limited, wants to give 5 rupees of dividend to its shareholders, and the KE is 15%. Will you invest in the stock if it is trading at 35 rupees? Now Gordon's growth model is basically the present value of all the dividends you expect in all the years for the infinite perpetual life of the company, and the formula is simplified. So value of share as per Mr. Gordon is equals to D divided by K. D stands for the dividend per share. K stands for the cost of equity, expectations of shareholders in other words. So D will be 5. K will be 0.15. Such a beautiful model of time value money is. This is the widely followed discounting model in the industry. for the business valuations, for valuations of the securities, for the valuations of the various other things in the finance, this fundamental concept of time value of money is used. It's basically the present value of perpetuity. Can someone tell me what is the value of this share as per Mr. Gordon? 5 divided by 0.15. Can someone tell me, please? Here in this case, no growth rate is expected because no information related to growth rate is given to you, my friends. Hence, we assume that there is no growth rate expectations. Such foolish shareholders, this are. They don't expect any growth rate. For the lifetime, they were to get 5 rupees only. I don't know why. Can someone tell me the value, please?
33.33.
33.33. My friends, the same shares are right now trading at 35 rupees in the market. Whether this 35 rupees is the undervaluation or the overvaluation, who will tell me? Please put your answers through the chat box. You may unmute yourself as well. Whether you should invest at 35 rupees or not. It's overvaluation. Miss Sathi is saying it's undervaluation. I don't know why. I have seen the difference of opinions from the various students in this case. Mr. Jigar is saying it's overvaluation. Mr. Vishal is saying not to invest. All those who are saying it's an overvaluation and not to invest are correct. Because 35 rupees is what the market price right now. It deserves only 33.33 rupees. So it is trading at a higher price than what it deserves. You should not invest at 35 rupees. बहुत ही खूबसूरत मॉडल है. खूबसूरत से याद आया. There was one famous dialogue in one of the movies of late Shri Dilip Kumar Sahib. मैं किसी भी चीज से नहीं डरता, जिंदगी से नहीं डरता, मौत से नहीं डरता, सिर्फ खूबसूरती से डरता हूं. Such an amazing dialogue it was. Well, that's about paying homage to one of the absolute legends of the Indian film industry, late Shri Dilip Kumar Sahib. Let's move to question number 2. Please take a snap of it. Mr. SRK will pay the dividend of 8 rupees to his shareholders of Red Chillies Entertainment Limited. Now, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan had the great influence of Dilip Kumar in his acting. Dilip Kumar was famously known as the tragedy king as well. He could make the audience cry on his own will. He was the master when it comes to tragedies. The growth rate expected on dividend is 6% on a yearly basis forever. So there is a constant growth rate expectations from this company. Cost of equity is 11%. Will you invest in the stock if it is trading at 150 rupees? Let's find the value. Here in this case, we expect some growth, and that is constant on a yearly basis. Value of shares equals to D in bracket 1 plus G divided by K minus G. Dividend per share of the last year we have got is 8 rupees. It's said that it will pay 8 rupees. Let's assume that there is a growth rate expected on the 8 rupees as well. So 1 plus G, G is 0.06. Let's write that in decimal. to be divided by 0.11, that's the KE, minus 0.06, that's again my growth rate. So equals to, more and more growth rate expectations you will have, my friends, lesser and lesser denominator you will have, and lesser denominator you have, higher and higher the value of your share will be. Try to understand that mathematically. 8 multiplied by 1.06 to be divided by 0.05. From 11 you reduce 6, that becomes 5. What do you get in numerator? 8 multiplied by 1.06. Can someone say me this, please?
8.48.
8.48 to be divided by 0.05. What do we get there? Can someone tell me, please?
169.6.
169.6 rupees. That's the value of this stock shares. It is right now trading at 150 rupees. Should you invest in Mr. SRK's company at 150 rupees? Can someone tell me, please? Mr. Mohit has given very quick answer. Nice to see that he is in the good form today, earlier than everyone. Miss Priska is saying yes. Mr. Vishal is saying yes. Mr. Dhaval is saying yes as well. Undervalued. Very true. It's undervalued stock. You should invest in that. I don't know why you should expect 6% yearly growth rate from SRK. He is at the diminishing trend right now, in terms of age, in terms of his acting, in terms of his movie selection as well. Anyway, but it's a part of the question, we'll be taking it. Let's go to question number 3.
Sir, please. How
Yes.
to check KE in real life? While investing in stock market.
Very nice question. How to calculate KE in the real life? That was already discussed in module number 2, but just to clarify your query again. There are various methods to calculate the cost of equity. One of the methods was the dividend growth yield method. One was CAPM method. We had found the cost of equity expectations of Reliance Industries Limited, if you can recall it a bit, by using the regression concept of CAPM, capital asset pricing model. There are 4 methods pretty much known to find the cost of equity. So by using this dividend growth yield model as well, you may find the cost of equity expectations, which is, if you can recall that, just now we have seen that. D in division you have P0 plus growth rate. Growth rate can also be found by applying the formula of retention ratio multiplied by ROI, that is KE. This is a widely followed method to find the cost of equity. You find the dividend of Reliance, you find the current market price of Reliance, you find the growth rate expected from the Reliance by finding their ROI and retention ratio, and accordingly KE may be found. That is one way. You can also find it by using the CAPM model. CAPM is also very, very widely used. For that, the formula is KE equals to RF risk-free rate plus beta of market in bracket RM minus RF. Is it clear? May I have a confirmation from a student, please? Yes or no? I guess the one who has asked me a question, I guess Jigar asked me a question. Is it clear, Mr. Jigar?
Yes, sir, clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So to get that, how did we calculate this KE precisely? You may refer to those lectures. We have discussed it extensively. Okay, let's go to question number 3, my friends. Sheldon Cooper Limited has provided the following information to you. Profit before taxes, 2.5 crores. Tax rate, 14%, 40%. Retention ratio, 40%. Number of outstanding shares, 50 lakhs. Equity capitalization rate can also be referred as K, 12%. Rate of return on investments is expected at 15%, my friends. What should be market price per share according to Gordon's model of dividend policy? My friends, here is again the question of constant growth rate. There is no specific information given to you to find the growth rate, but friends, some indirect information is given to you to find the growth rate. Growth rate equals to retention ratio multiplied by ROI, return on investment which company makes. Can also be IRR, can also be some other words, can also be return on assets, can also be return on equity, whatever the terminology. Now I'm not saying that all of these things are same, no, but they all are the parameters to find what is the return which company earns. So if ROE is given to you, you will be taking that. If ROI is given to you, you will be taking that. If return on asset is given to you, you will be taking that. If IRR is given to you, you will be taking that. So these are the various types of returns, Anyway, let's move ahead. Retention ratio is given to you how much? Sir, that is 40%, can also be written like 0.4. Now, what is the retention ratio? 1 minus dividend payout ratio. How do we calculate the dividend payout ratio? We have done it quite a few number of times. Say EPS is 5 earning per share. From that you pay 3 rupees as dividend. Then 3 divided by 5, that is 60% will be your dividend payout ratio. From 5 you have paid 3. So that means 40% will be your retained ratio. Okay, so 0.4 multiplied by, my friends, ROI, which is 0.15. So 15 chokes 60, it will be 0.06. Your growth rate will come 0.06. In other words, you can also write it like 6%. चलो ग्रोथ रेट सबको मिला भैया. ग्रोथ रेट का सीधा हमें नहीं दिया हुआ है, लेकिन ग्रोथ रेट कैसे फाइंड करना उसकी इनडायरेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन दी हुई है. ये वो सासू माँ है जो इनडायरेक्टली सभी चीजें कहती है, डायरेक्टली नहीं बताती. मेरा बेटा तो है ना ये खाता है, तो बहू को समझ जाना है कि ये आज बनाना है. इनडायरेक्टली कहती है, हिडन एडजस्टमेंट्स. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं भैया. ये हो गया. नाउ वी मे यूज द फॉर्मूला वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर्स इक्वल्स टू डी इन ब्रैकेट 1 plus G KE minus G. Now KE is given to us, G we have found. The only thing we don't have is the dividend, but that can be found by applying some basic mathematics. You have got the profit after tax, profit before tax, sorry. That is how much? 2.5 crores, can also be written like 2 crores 50 lakhs. Sir, that is before tax. From that you pay the tax at what percentage? Given to you 40%. So tax at 40%. 40% of what? 40% of profit before tax. What do you get 40% of 250? Can someone tell me please?
1 crore.
25 चौक 100. Sir, 1 crore. You reduce that, you get profit after tax. 1 crore 50 lakhs. Sir, from the profit after tax, the first right to get the dividend is of the preference shareholders. Do we have any information related to preference shareholders? No. So we assume there is no preference shares. So entire profit after tax is available to equity, earning to equity. You divide that by the number of shares, my friends. You get the EPS. The number of shares are given to you, 50 lakhs outstanding. 50 lakhs. Outstanding is a very funny word. Sometimes it is used to showcase your extraordinary performance, and sometimes it is used to get the money back from you. There was one very good joke, that the only time I received the outstanding comment was when I had received the message of loan. Your loan is outstanding. उससे पहले कभी बेचारे को outstanding मिला ही नहीं कहीं पे. Anyway, so divide by 50 lakhs, you get EPS, 3 rupees per share. 150 divided by 50. Now, from that, your retention ratio is 40%. That means your dividend payout ratio will be 60%. So DP ratio. DP means dividend payout, not the display picture you keep in your WhatsApp. Some people will be like, DP, DP, DP. Nahi bhaiya, ye DP, dividend payout ratio hai, 60%. So dividend per share equals to 3 rupees multiplied by 0.6. 60% can also be written like 0.6. What do we get? Can someone tell me, please? Chatari Addar, 1.8 rupees. May I have a confirmation from all the students that we have got everything till now, all of you? यहाँ तक सब कुछ clear है भैया? Confirmation दे दीजिए. Some people are like, sir, आप तो confirmist बन चुके हो, कितनी बार confirmation लोगे लोगों से? बेटा देखना तो पड़ेगा कि समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. कहीं पे कोई भी कुछ भी बातों में अटक रहा है तो जरा बता दीजिए, क्योंकि रौनक सर ज्योतिष नहीं है, मैंने बिल्कुल भी ज्योतिष शास्त्र नहीं पढ़ा है, मैं अंतर्यामी नहीं हूं कि अगर आप नहीं समझ रहे हो तो मैं ना समझ पाऊं, मैं समझ पाऊं इधर से बैठे बैठे. Anyway, let's move ahead. Now we'll have to just put everything there in a formula, So D will be 1.8 multiplied by 1 plus G. G also we have found, 6%. So that will be 0.06 divided by K minus G. What is the K? Sir, that is 12%. So 0.12 minus the growth rate expected in the dividend, 0.06. So equals to 1.8 multiplied by 1.06 to be divided by 0.06 equals to, can someone tell me the numerator, please?
$1.908.
1.908 divided by 0.06. What do we get there? Can someone tell me, please?
31.8.
31.8 rupees. Well, I hope everyone has got it. Now, if the same share is available at 30 rupees, तो हम उस पे टूट पड़ेंगे. 30 रुपए में दे दो क्योंकि 31 point, how much? Let me just check it out. 31.8 rupees is the valuation coming. But at the same time, if it is trading somewhere near to 35, I would say straight away, no, rejected. Okay. I hope everyone is clear with this. चलो यहाँ तक सब कुछ clear है भैया, all of you. So your break will be due in 15 minutes, right? Anyway, let's understand the question. We'll solve it in the next session. The last question. Mr. Republican, you may take a snap of this, please, all of you. Mr. Republican, who was the finance manager of US Limited? In other words, Mr. Donald Trump, had given a proposal to give 7% growth rate on dividends to be distributed among the shareholders of US Limited. Let's assume that there is a company called US Limited. The last dividend was 12 rupees. However, the shareholders did not fall into a rhetoric of Mr. Republican, and they voted out him from the power, and that's what happened in the reality too. Oh my God. They appointed Mr. Democrat as the new finance manager of US Limited. Mr. Democrat has given a new proposal to give shareholders the growth rate of 10% in initial 5 years, 7% in next 5 years, and 4% thereafter forever. The overall expectations of shareholders of US Limited is 14% from the investment of the shares, that is KE, cost of equity. You are required to find which proposal would have fetched the more market price as per dividend growth model. Write your observations. My friends, in this question, two alternatives you have. One is offered by Mr. Republican, another one is offered by Mr. Democrat. So as per Mr. Republican, there will be 7% growth rate expected in the United States company. So what will be the value of shares of US Limited at 7% growth rate if the dividend is 12 rupees last year's? So that is the case of the constant growth rate, right? But in the second case, the growth rate expectations over the years is getting changed. For the first 5 years, Mr. Democrat has framed a very complicated framework. For the first 5 years, 10%. People were happy. Oh my God, 10%, which is more than the Republican Limited. Then for the next 5 years, it will be 7%. And then forever after 11 years onwards, it will be how much? 4%. Now we will value the shares in both of these proposals, and then we will comment that in which proposals the US Limited will get the highest valuation. So first proposal is pretty easy to understand. Let's solve that. Though Mr. Republican was a louder mouth, his proposals were very simple to understand. Value of share as per Gordon's model is D 1 plus G divided by K minus G. D is the dividend of last year. Sir, that's 12 rupees. In bracket 1 plus G. G is the growth rate. Growth rate will be forever 7% as per his proposal. So 0.07 divided by KE, overall expected rate of return given over here, 14 minus 0.07. Let's simplify this further. 12 in bracket 1.07 divided by 0.07. What do you get over here? Numerator, can someone tell me please?
12.84.
12.84 12,84,084 0.07. What do we get there?
183.43.
183.43. So if the company US Limited and the board of directors of the US Limited would have followed the instructions of Mr. Republican, then the valuation of the US Limited would have been 183.43. Some people would be like, sir, hole hole, धीरे धीरे, होले होले से हवा लगती है, होले होले से दुआ लगती है, होले होले हमें सुनाई भी देता है, होले होले लर्निंग भी होती है. So valuation of share will be 183.43. Now we will take the proposal of Mr. Democrat, part number 2. Now this will be solved later on in the next session because it is the 3-stage discounting model. A very advanced valuation model will be requiring some intellect from your side, will be requiring half of the day too, half of the lecture in fact. Okay, so that's it from my side as far as this is concerned. The rest of the question will be solved in the next session. May I have a confirmation till now that you have got everything we have discussed till now? Please put a confirmation, please. Okay, thank you so much. Some people have already started putting the enrollment numbers. ये तो संत लोग हैं, ज्ञानी लोग हैं, धार लेते हैं. Anyway, please put the enrollment numbers in the chat box. That's it from my side for the day. Thank you so much. See you all in the next session.